Practice 8-1, adding and subtracting polynomials. So for number 1, it says to write each polynomial in standard form. What that means is you write each term in order from biggest exponent to smallest exponent. So over here we have an exponent of 3, an exponent of 2. 3 doesn't have a y, that means the exponent is 0. And we have a y here, which has an invisible exponent of 1. So we want to put this in order. So to put it in standard form, we have 4y to the third minus 4y squared, and what comes next is this guy over here, minus y plus 3. Now it's in standard form. It also says to name each polynomial based on its degree and number of terms. So a polynomial's degree is based on the highest exponent, the term with the highest exponent, which is right here, 3. So whenever the highest exponent is a 3, it is a cubic. Okay? And there are 4 terms, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that means it is a polynomial. Okay? So we have a cubic polynomial with 4 terms. So for number 4, we have n squared minus 5n. So the invisible exponent in 5n is 1. So we have 2, 1. That's already in standard form. So now we want to name it. So over here, the biggest exponent is 2. That means, based on the number of degrees, it is quadratic. And there are also 2 terms, 1, 2. That means it is a binomial. So this is a quadratic binomial. Okay, number 7, we have an exponent of 3, an exponent of 2, and an exponent of 0 over here because there's no x. So we want to write this in order. So we have negative x to the third, since there's a negative right here, plus 4x squared plus 2. This is the polynomial written in standard form. So over here, once again, the highest exponent is a 3, so this is cubic. And there are 1, 2, 3 terms. That means this is a trinomial. Okay, so this is the answer for number 7. So for number 10, we're subtracting. It's really important when you add and subtract polynomials that you line them up according to their exponent. So over here, we have 3x squared and x squared. So we're going to line those up. So we are saying 3x squared minus x squared. Let's write the rest of it. Minus 5x plus 4x. And then there's, so over here we have a plus 3. So we're going to say plus 3. But there's no constant in the first one, so we're just going to say plus 0. Anytime there's something missing from one of them, you're just going to put a 0 in that space. And now we're going to subtract. So we have 3x squared minus, and there's an invisible 1 here, 1x squared. So that is 2x squared. We have negative 5x minus 4x. So that means we're subtracting 4x from negative 5x. So what that means is we have negative 9x. Now here we have 0 minus 3, so that is going to be negative 3. So this is your answer right here. So for number 13, we have n squared and n squared. So we are going to say 5n squared minus 2n squared. So over here we have an n with an invisible exponent of 1, but there's no n over here in the first one. So what we're going to do is we are going to add 0n to the first polynomial, so we can subtract this 1n from the second polynomial. And over here we have minus 7, and over here we have minus 3. So we're subtracting this second one from the first one. So we have 5n squared minus 2n squared. That's 3n squared. So we have 0n minus 1n. Since we're subtracting, this is going to be minus 1n. And we have negative 7 minus negative 3. So what we're really doing is subtracting or adding 3 to the negative 7. So this is going to be minus 4. Okay, and this is your answer for number 13. So here we have 16, and this time we are adding. So what we can do is just line this up. So we have 12x squared plus 1x plus 6. That's this over here. The invisible number in front of this x is 1, which is why we put the 1 here. So let's just add straight down. 4x squared plus 12x squared is 16x squared. 13x plus 1x is 14x, and 9 plus 6 is 15. So this is your answer for number 16. Okay, number 19, once again, we are subtracting. So we have 2x squared over here and 4x squared over here. It's important that you line up the terms with the same exponent. So we have 2x squared, 4x squared. We have minus 6x and 2x. So we're going to say minus 6x plus 2x. And then we have 3 and 2. So 3 and 2. And we are subtracting. So we have 2x minus 4x. And that is going to be negative 2x squared. So we have negative 6x minus 2, minus positive 2. So negative 6 minus 2, or negative 6 plus negative 2, is negative 8x. And over here we have 3 minus 2, so this is going to be 1. So this is your answer for number 19. Number 22, we are adding again. So the invisible number in front of this first x squared is 1. So, and we are going to line these up underneath. So we have 3x squared minus 15x plus 7. And we can just add everything. So 1x squared plus 3x squared is 4x squared. Positive 15x plus negative 15x is the same as subtracting. So it's just 0x. And 13 plus 7 is 20. So since this is 0x, we don't really need to include it. So we can just say 4x squared plus 20. And this is going to be our final answer for number 22. And that is it for practice 8-1.